Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel again this evening. Now we're just going to briefly speak about the Premier League season. So obviously, you know, they've had their international break where, you know, a lot of the Premier League players have gone back to their home nations to take part in games. So obviously it's going to be the first game tomorrow of the weekend, and what I thought I'd do is briefly speak about Manchester United, because obviously before the break they sacked their previous manager, a pretty much incompetent Dutchman, as I said in a previous video. Surprising he even lasted as long as he did with how incompetent it was for the actual job. Now, obviously they've recruited Amorim, and obviously they've, you know, even during the close season there was a few clubs that were after him. You know, West Ham were after him. There are rumours of Liverpool, and obviously Man United have managed to get hold of him. So good for Man United. You know, that's all I can personally say. Now the question is, will he be able to turn the fortunes of Manchester United? I'm not so sure he will be able to, because the problems at Manchester United are so deep rooted, it is unbelievable. Okay, and the reason I say that is it's not a case of just basically getting players out, which they do need to. They need to get a heck of a lot of players out. You know, they've got so much deadwood at the club. You know, players that are just there, they're not playing for the badge. You know, the likes of Marcus Rashford and Anthony, you know, there's a whole list of them. You know, the amount of money they would save if they got rid of the deadwood, you know, whether that's a case of having to release them on free transfers, you know, and just paying them up, you know, there's an argument for that. Whether the club will give him money, I would suggest probably not, because they've invested so heavily. It has been ridiculous, the amount of money that has been spent at that club, badly at that. So what I would suggest he's going to have to do, because we're in November, that he's going to go through the rest of the season with the existing players, make the best out of them that they can, see if they can get European qualification, even if that's, you know, the Europa Cup or the Conference or whatever. Okay, chances of getting Champions League football for next season, probably non-existent. But there's always a chance. You never know at the end of the day. You know, a few of the players might actually grow a pair of balls and actually want to play for the club and actually put a performance in. I very much doubt there's going to be many of them that will do that. But you never know. They might actually decide, you know, these fans are paying decent money to come and watch us play and pay our wages every week. I think the decent thing that we could do is actually put in a performance, you know, as our careers aren't very long. And that, obviously, that was a joke. I wasn't being serious, because I know that they're not going to do that. Because this has happened for so many years. How many top players have gone into that club and not put in a performance? You know, who was the last manager really to get a tune at that club? You're probably looking at Jose Mourinho. And look at how it ended for him. And that's why I would suggest, you know, they've managed to get another Portuguese in there, that their best bet is to make the best of what they've got for this season. And then come the end of the season, the players that really want to be there, and they'll show it over the next few months, then he keeps them, and the ones but don't really want to be there, and have proven for a long time they don't really want to be there or aren't good enough. Unfortunately, I am going to say the likes of Marcus Rashford and Anthony, and there are lots more, especially in defence. Get rid of them, even if you have to pay them off. Just get them out of that bloody club.
But going to be ready.
But after this weekend, we'll soon see. We'll see what happens. Good luck to him. Especially as they're playing Chelsea, and I believe it's at Stamford Bridge as well. So good luck to him, and we'll see what happens. But for now, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.